Okay. Here's another video I wanted to make, and just kind of like just small demonstration video, but just to kind of clarify things, because all guns are the same and all guns are different. What I mean is a gun, right? At the end of the day, but boy, is there differences, kind of like relationships, they start off nice. If you do the right maintenance, maybe some of the parts had some bad heat treatment and things crack under pressure. Things fall apart just sitting there. I don't know. And then before you know it, Are we talking about guns here? Okay, my goodness, I'm sorry. So anyways, both these are double action. Both these have single action capabilities. But they're opposite. And I felt it was important to talk about that. A revolver, in this case, a double action revolver, it's not a DAO. That'd be double action only. These have both been cleared ahead of time. A DA only means one pull, and every time you have to pull. There's no capability to cock it. But if you don't cock it, a DA revolver will always go back to DA. So it has a consistent pull. See what I'm saying, though? And only when you decide to intervene between your trigger finger and the firearm, a third person gets involved and cocks it up. Of course, now to decock that, though, you want to, in my opinion, thumb in front of the hammer. In fact, normally I would take my other hand and put it in front of that space too. I put two thumbs. I DP that son of a bitch. And then you tap the trigger and let go of the trigger. You don't ride the trigger, because then if you slip, it can go down and fire. To decock any revolver, take this thumb here, take your other thumb, put that in front of that thumb. And then with your trigger finger, pull and let go. As soon as you pull, let go. Even if you dropped it right here, it would not fire. Because you see where that hammer is right there? As long as your trigger finger is not on the trigger, you see where it rests? Now watch what happens if we had it riding on it. Look, see if that hole goes away. See that? That was sound effects. So when you are decocking, no matter what, most important thing is to lock that thumb on that baby, right? And you're only there just to tap and let go. That's it. And once you let that go, slowly put it down. There you go. But the point is this, though. A revolver, a double action revolver, not a DA only, but a double action revolver with a hammer, right? Because of course you could have the same concept, but where the hammer's blocked, and then you don't have that chance. So in this case, this is a double action revolver with the possibility to be intervened. But it's normal operation without intervening. Every shot will be a long pull, has to go back and forth. You could come in between though, and you could cock it yourself if you want that nice short crisp, pull. And it is what it is. It is more accurate doing that. It is. I can't stress that enough, because the timing between your eyes, the trigger, the finger, and the decision. Hard to miss like that. Now, these have the same concepts, but not in the same order. I hate when people call these DASAs. Double action, single action. Now, of course, if it didn't have a safety decocker, there are DA only. They do make double action only on these guns, or any DASA. It's possible. That's not the case. We're talking about the traditional standard configuration. Standard configuration for a revolver is double action with a possible single action if you decide to intervene. These guns is not a double action, single action. It really is a single action with the capability to be fired in double. It's the opposite. This is a double. You're normally pulling every time it's double. But if you want to cock it up, you can cock it. This is a single action firearm, and I can't stress that enough, with the capability to be fired double. And why do I say that? People say, well, but the first pull, that's only if you decock it. When you chamber around here, now that magazine is empty. When you chamber around in this, what condition is that firearm? Single action. So we're assuming you're loading a gun because you need the gun. safety's off, right? So yeah, if you chamber around with the safety down, yeah, it's gonna be totally off and the hammer down. But we're assuming, okay, you're loading the gun because you need the gun. When you chamber around on this, or when you reload, okay, because if you reload, the slide's gonna be locked back when you're inserting a new magazine and you're dropping this or racking it and letting it rip. And what condition is gonna be? Every time you charge this weapon to load it, what conditions that hammer are gonna be in? This is a single action gun. I can't stress that enough. With here's the caveat, it's not the cigar. I normally do cigars. The gun has the capability to transition. This is a single action gun, and it can transition to double action. If one, you decide to decock it manually, finger on the hammer, let go of the trigger, and ride it down slowly, and I'll be safe. Now it's in double action. But the moment you pull that, you like that? The weapon's already been cleared. Who gives a shit? You're worried about me clearing my weapon? I already did it ahead of time. You'll meet a girl at the bar and take her home and eat her ass. You know what I'm saying? Did you make sure she doesn't have Staphylococcus? Fucking whatever. Anyway, so once this gets loaded, baby, it's in single action. Okay? Unless you decide to decock it or load it with the safety down, safety engaged. The point is this. These are both double actions that have single actions, but this is a single action that has a double action. They both have, what I'm trying to say is double action and single action, because it could be fired from double or single. And so could this. This could be fired with the safety off. From the hammer down, so double action, or it could be fired from single action. The difference is when you load this, that hammer's down, baby. When you load this, that hammer's back, baby. Because I don't know who the fuck, if you're reloading this, or reloading this gun, fucking, oh, make sure you put the safety up. No, fuck that. That safety is, that the cocker is there for when you're done. You know what I'm saying? No, this is the peace button. You're doing this only in times of peace. See it? Ready. See, that's a ready button. You see? It's even got a red dot. Can't stress that enough. So, the point is this. This is when you load this thing. When you load it, it's a single action firearm with double action capability. If you want to obviously carry it and not go off in your pants, but the point is when you're using this thing, when you're shooting this thing. So yeah, from the holster, yes, you could decock it because then this would be a safe way to carry it, and that makes sense. I'm not denying that people. 100% of people carrying these kind of guns, including myself, in a peaceful situation, you're going to carry it like this. But the point is, whether you're at the range and shooting it, you're going to start off like you're going to be starting off in single action party time. And if you're reloading, you're going to be in single action. And after that first shot, it's going to stay in single action. So these guns want to be in single action. It wants. Oof, does that bother your pussy? There's nothing in it. Does this bother your pussy? Point is though, what's the point? Both these guns can be fired from double action and single action. However, this is a true double action with, you could intervene as single action. But if you stop intervening, it goes back to double action. This is a single action firearm, and if you intervene by decocking it, or decocking it this way, or running out of ammo and closing the slide and pulling the trigger again, and then the hammer is going to drop, and now it's going to go off because you're empty. The point is, yeah, so 3 different ways you can pull the trigger on this and the hammer doesn't go back because you see it's empty because you chambered it like this, or you chambered it like this, and then you decock it. There's a lot of more options that can happen on this. The point is this, baby, both double single, but this is a true single action in the sense until you intervene. This is a true double action until you intervene. Right? Right? Does that make any sense? Glad we covered that. They both do the same things, but they don't do it the same way. They don't. This is a slut. Single action, baby. It just wants to party. Easy trigger. But for that first shot, people, carry it like that with the safety off. oh, traditional girl, that first pull doesn't just go off for no reason. But but after that first shot, oof, one shot, panties drop, baby. That thing's going off. This gun, though, no, it's traditional. It's staying in double action. I can't stress that enough. Unless you want to intervene. So have a wild night, but the moment you stop intervening, it's going back to being traditional long, heavy pull. We're done here. Short video. But the bottom line is, I'm glad you guys got to see that double action and single action in these type of guns are not the same order. I'll see you around.